What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Other Side of the Firewall podcast, where we talk about the latest and greatest in cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who've made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams, and as always, I'm joined by LeVon Maynard.
Welcome to the show.
What's going on? Shannon's unable to make it this week, but he'll be back next week. Like I said in the previous episode, definitely like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm looking for the subscriber numbers to go up. So if you have friends who are into this nerdy stuff, go ahead and send them a link. Put us on the map, please. Definitely continue to tune in throughout the week. So Monday and Tuesday are topics. Yesterday's topic, which will be the Monday topic, we talked about a REvil hacker from the Ukraine being extradited to Dallas to face charges up to 115 years because of the previous hacks and ransomware. So definitely tune in to listen to that. Wednesday, we'll have a discussion about the Russian sanctions and how they're affecting cyber potentially. And then Fridays, we talk about everything else. So Friday episodes are the weekly rundown. We don't talk about cyber. We talk about movies, games, all that good stuff. But without further ado, I give it to myself. In this case, this article comes from PC World. The title is "Stolen Nvidia Certificates Used to Hide Malware in Driver Downloads." It's written by Michael Kreider, and it's from the 7th. So we talked about it last week, how Nvidia was hit with a data leak. They stole some data from them. The Nvidia tried to hack back their hackers supposedly and reach into their systems and encrypt their files, but unfortunately the hackers had backups, so they're following best practices when it comes to disaster recovery and preparedness. So they're unable to basically stop them from leaking data. So they have been until they receive a ransom from Nvidia, as well as they have some hacktivist type what's the word I'm looking for? Like when you ask people for something, you're
like demands or
there's demands. There you go. I was like, if I rob a bank and I ask for things, what am I asking for?
Right.
So they have some demands about releasing certain keys so people can use their cards to farm cryptocurrencies and things of that nature. Like they're asking for a lot. And NVIDIA basically told them to go kick rocks. So they've been slowly releasing the data, right? Which we always say, like, we don't believe in paying ransoms. Like, don't negotiate with these ransomware gangs, because it only leads to victory on their part, and then they become more aggressive to other companies. In NVIDIA's case, some of that data that's being leaked is allowing other bad actors to weaponize patches to potentially cause supply chain attacks to occur. So in this article, they discuss a little bit of it because it's kind of still brand new. But what the gist of it is that some of the files that they were able to steal, they're able to use to bypass Windows Defender with built-in executable verification, and they're able to slip past antiviruses because because of how fresh this attack is. There's not a lot of protection against it. A lot of this is 0 days, and they're based upon source code, right? So they kind of have the keys to the kingdom when it comes to the NVIDIA drivers. So if you do have a NVIDIA card, you may want to start only downloading your patches directly from NVIDIA. No third parties in this case, because it could be malware. Because again, the source code is out there, and if you're getting it from a third party, because I know a lot of cards are third party, like you might have like a Radeon or a Cyber Color, or like there's a bunch of different companies that make cheaper versions of the stock NVIDIA card, right? Or any graphics card. Be careful. Like if you're out there looking for your patches, you're trying to get new drivers, you're trying to, in this case, their demands were, hey, we want you to release these keys. If you're starting to see these keys, they're not probably from NVIDIA out there. They're probably from someone trying to do something nefarious, but they're trying to play off of the the speed of the internet, right? Like a lot of people are not tracking that this stuff is out there. They're not tracking that, hey, I should probably not be getting my patches from third parties. And now they're going to use it to abuse you because you're like, oh, they must be winning. Nvidia released the keys. I can now use my card to data mine or to start to use it for crypto mining. And no, you can't because Nvidia has not given into the demands. So that this could be attacked from a bad person. But what are your feelings, LeVon? I've been talking a lot.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Yeah, you've been covering it pretty well. It's I know I mentioned this kind of last week, but it's I feel like this group attacking Nvidia is kind of like I don't know. It almost feels like to me that like this is like one of those companies that what I would consider, or I would assume it would be kind of off limit to a lot of like hackers, because a lot of them I'm sure use the Nvidia equipment, and they're kind of like they're pretty popular in I'm sure in the hacking world, and all the people like using the GPUs to brute force passwords and things like that. And I'm sure a lot of these hackers actually use the same equipment that they're actually hacking, or a company that they're affecting. But um, but yeah, nonetheless, it's interesting that Nvidia was basically like, this is not a big deal for us right now. We're not really too, at least from the comments, that's the sense that I got, that they didn't really find this to be of dire consequence to them and their business. But also, as you mentioned, that these hackers can use the um, uh, uh,
Source
what's
code.
called it. Yeah, so it's called the official signing certificates to kind of sign these invalid drivers that they maybe put some malware into, and then post them out somewhere in the web for
Right.
people to download, and all of a sudden get hacked. Uh, but hopefully, people just be smart. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. The way to avoid is not download things from random third parties. I'm not sure if many people that would be downloading NVIDIA drivers from a non-NVIDIA website, but I'm sure there's some people out there that maybe come across, or even like if they get like an email or something that says, "Oh, your NVIDIA drivers need to update," and they click on a link and it takes them to a site that looks official, but it has a bunch of fake NVIDIA drivers located on it. And maybe they make a website that looks just like NVIDIA's website, but has one wrong character in the address bar, uh, and then they use it as a source of downloads. But hopefully, people are kind of privy enough to avoid that kind of thing. Um, yeah, I think it's pretty interesting. I'd be interested to see how far they take this. If we run across any stories where people have actually been compromised by this groups using this method of attack. Um, you know, I think you mentioned before, a lot of companies also using maybe less sophisticated hardware, maybe using uh, like system on chip, or like GPUs that are not NVIDIA, basically AMD, or they might use something that's kind of cheaper, that may not be as affected by this. But I'm sure there's a lot of companies that are still using NVIDIA. But yeah, I guess with the future, we'll see from the future if this becomes a bigger case than it is now, for people out there.
Yeah, definitely. Like hopefully the word will get out. Like you said, don't stray too far away from the official source. So like definitely go to Nvidia for your patches and your updates and what have you, so you don't get caught up in this. But we'll see. Every week it seems to be something new. Like last week we talked about, or it was 2 weeks ago that Nvidia admitted it happened. Then a week
Yeah,
ago where they came out their demands that were kind of crazy on top of the money they wanted. And now
right.
this week they're already weaponizing said source code and certificates. So it's ever evolving process. We'll see what happens next week or the week after. But definitely continue to tune in Monday through Friday. We have content. So Monday, Tuesday are topics. Tomorrow we'll have a discussion based upon just what's going on with the sanctions and how it's affecting Russia and then the cyber world in general. You can hit us up on all of our socials. And then you can hit me up personally. I'm at RyRy Security Guy. That's RYRY Security Guy. And you, LeVon?
Yes, sir. You can hit me up on the Twitters at LeVon Maynard.
There it is. Stay safe, stay secure.
Take care.